drafts yesterday.
Sure.
Do you agree, or overall are you still kind of concerned for them going up against Entity's lineup here today?
I think they iron things out. I just want to see GPK play very different than yesterday. I felt like he was quite passive. I also felt like Miro had a bit of a quiet day. He was playing his key heroes. He played his Beastmaster. He played his Doom afterwards. That's not one of the biggest ones for him overall, but he seemed a little uncomfortable. Maybe it was something that Liquid did just to throw them off guard completely, but I just want to see them play more active, and this Invoker definitely allows them to be able to do that. I'm just wondering, like, I mean, he does, ideally, of course, he wants to go this Vessel route, so that means the Brew is going to have to go Auras or just straight for that Radiance, because that's the other route of the Brew that we saw. So see what they look to make happen and see how active GPK is, because I think he does have to be.
I mean, looking at their lineup, he has to be so active, right?
Yeah.
If you just consider it, as the panel was saying, right, you'd imagine that they want to play fast.
Yeah.
When it comes to setting up and starting a play, it's kind of a telekinesis and the Invoker, right? That's all you've got to come in with some sort of hard opening to a play or a team fight. Whereas on Entity, they've got multiple ways to start the action off. It seems a lot harder for BB Team to execute.
Yeah, harder to get those executions. It just, you know, if they have good ways of counter-initiating too. That's the one thing I'm seeing from that Invoker, is if he's able to get good positions to be able to get these tornadoes, get the kite going, dispel surges, dispel a couple of these things. But yeah, I agree. I do like what Entity's got. I think they've got a really good timing, and they're very good at playing aggressive and playing to an advantage. And they got their Darkseer. So I've been seeing, you know, them in particular have some high success when there's some damage that's limited on the other side when these auras do come out. So let's see. And I have to point out, they got Hoodwink. So this hero is just dominating every game. It's a 60% win rate or more from like the first two picks.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I really like what Entity's got here in this game one. He's got to have the Fairy Fire, will survive. But we'll see if BB Team can, surprise us with what they're able to do here today. Because it's going to be quite challenging for them, I feel.
Agreed. I think that Entity's kind of drafted themselves in a position to have three very good lanes. You know, the Ursa got picked first to deal with this Darkseer, but then there's a Hoodwink. So we've seen this matchup quite a bit. And the Hoodwink a lot of times can apply some decent pressure onto Ursas. We've seen some, you know, like Tomato in particular did have a fantastic one on the Ursa the other day versus a Centaur plus Hoodwink, but a lot of times we do see these Hoodwinks able to pressure those safe lane melee heroes quite hard.
And what's been kind of going on with the Troll? Is the Ags Rush the new thing, or is that just certain players doing that? Some like to stick to the Battle Fury, the Maelstrom farm up. Like, what's sort of the meta right now with the Troll carry?
It seems like more and more people are doing that Ags. I don't know if we saw too many people at this tournament in particular besides Ahmed doing it, but you can see the argument for it. They mentioned it on the panel. There's so many different things to dispel. Fighting versus the Ursa, not even just for the dispel, just having the constant axe spam is fantastic versus a hero like Ursa because just the constant miss. So yeah. And I'm watching mid. I'm watching how GPK is able to do versus this Sand King in particular, because it just feels like no one's going to be able to free farm here.
Yeah, I feel like Sand King's just going to win the lane. I mean, I guess you're going to have kind of your combos to throw down. You can burn some of his mana, but I don't know. I feel no one should be fine. I think he's going to be able to keep the lane pressured in, get a good few denies in still against GPK's Invoke on the early levels.
Yeah, and then the Stinger. So that's the other thing too, is this is a mid hero that can go farm stacks. Invoker does not farm stacks. Invoker is a killer. He has to make active movements and he has to have them go with success, otherwise Sand King will just out-farm him, sitting in the jungle, stacking creeps, using Stinger constantly. So.
And talk to me about the timings, because in a game where you've got this sort of draft on BB Team, who's going for the Vessel? Is it the Invoker or is it the Brew?
I think,
because we've been seeing the Brew kind of go towards the Vessel into the Radiance build, right?
I would imagine it's going to be the Invoker. I think you really, you kind of mess with the hero's entire timings if you're going Quas Wex without it, so. Okay. At least an Urn for GPK, I would imagine so, but maybe depending on how they snowball in the lanes or something like that, but I just feel like the Bruise lane is very difficult for him to go something like that Urn. Top. Might have Katomi here.
Right. Looks like they will. He's able to turn around with an acorn shot, but indeed Nightfall able to claim first blood, taking him down. Quite the bonus there for the Ursa from the safe lane, who's already having a very good time. Farm has been top tier so far for Nightfall at the beginning of this game. And I feel like even in the games yesterday, right, Nightfall's performance has been pretty solid, right? He was doing all right. The chaos was going off, but he was never really falling behind the claws of the other team. His play's been very stable, I feel, from BB Team.
Yeah, he just played, I mean, for me, in the patch, you know, he played a TB, which some players are making it work, but in a lot of situations still can be difficult. And then he played PO, which I don't know if this hero is even good right now. And he played it, I mean, into Visage, which is kind of feels like a counter now versus that.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do that again.
No. Tokyo could be in trouble, caught out there, but also bottom Watson's they're getting aggro onto this Troll.
Yeah, they should have a solid chance of taking him down. Indeed, they're able to do so. So another kill to be found here for BB Team. Indeed, elsewhere, DM was able to take Toronto Tokyo down.
These two seem to do this quite a bit on BBT, right? I feel like Miro and Save tend to do well in these lane matchups that sometimes can be you know, on paper, pretty difficult. We saw it from...
yesterday, right?
Miro was getting like a double kill. Beastmaster, right? The Beastmaster versus the Monkey King Jakiro. They weren't winning the lane, but they're getting these trade kills. This one, they're winning the lane and getting kills right now.
Oh, Miro
might go down here. He actually has a hefty wand.
Nice.
Save. Might not be so long.
Save indeed should be going down. They've got another axe to throw out if necessary. It wasn't, so they'll just be able to run down the Rubik. So straight back to the lane. Watson's able to get a kill.
No one is he's just shoving the wave, and you're seeing the difficulty over here for GPK in the mid lane. 30 last hits on the Sand King versus the 18 of the Invoker. They did, of course, block that camp of the Sand King that we're seeing versus all of these, you know, shoved mid laners, the Coddles, the Sand Kings, and stuff like that. But he's already got a hefty advantage.
And you know, from what we saw yesterday, I think there's reason to already be a little bit concerned about what GPK is going to be able to do. Because we saw yesterday on the 2 games, when he started to fall behind, his impact really fell off. Yeah,
he has to be. It's going to have to come out from those active movements in the... after that laning phase to see what he can set up. And nice little moves here from Toronto Tokyo. We're seeing him use his creep to block the camps that are coming out from the Hoodwink. He's even stealing the creeps from the hard camp too, so preventing these stacks that, as we were mentioning, for Entity are coming out.
Bottom lane again, Miro and Save. As you say, these two, they know how to find the kills in the laning stage. They're able to take down Fishman in the jungle.
Save is one of my favorite 4 positions to watch because he's just super aggressive in laning phase. He just hits people. It's not even like he's doing anything that you're like, wow, that was an amazing... He literally just beats on the carry most of the time, especially when he's playing either Pugna, Rubik, these ranged heroes that he likes to play. But looking to set up around this power rune, preventing the Sand King from getting it. Both supports rotating over. No one will also get a bit of help. No one... Level 3 inside that Sandstorm. He's got a point in stun too. Sometimes you see them skip it. They're going to go aggro.
Set up. Tornado into the MP. No one's going to be able to turn with the burst straight over towards GPK. And indeed, GPK getting brought down low.
Stinger.
No one's trying to get in for it. He's going to be able to find the kill.
Oh, I mean, man.
That's rough. I said there's reason to be concerned for GPK's game, and sort of moves like that goes to show it. I mean, he had the 2 supports right coming. That was a situation where he had both supports coming in to join him. Sure, of course, no one had support backup as well, but underneath the noses of the 2 supports, no one's just able to run up and kill GPK in the middle of it.
Did not respect the Sandstorm. He literally just walked, took the entire duration of it. I think, yeah, 2 stingers used. This is why we're seeing this hero picked so much in the mid lane. That big burst. Gotta respect it.
That's rough.
And he's got the stacks to go back to, so he'll be able to, well, I say stacks, but he's got a bunch of, you know, he can always farm stacks while Invoker can't. Invoker has to either win lane or make rotations to catch back up, so great start for the Sand King. We do see Watson, Nightfall, as you mentioned, having a fantastic start up top, so his Battle Fury timing is going to be very, very good at the least. But yeah, that Invoker now, gonna have to catch back up through rotations.
Yeah, we do see indeed Watson's got it queued up. We'll be going for the Ags Rush.
Yep,
makes sense. That we're starting to see Trolls lean towards in this patch.
Feels better and hits faster timings. That being said, though, like we said, the Ursa's farm is going to be so fast that he's actually going to have the Battle Fury like, pretty much as or before that Aghanims comes out. So
I've not been able to catch too many games where we get this Ags Rush, but how does this sort of go? You get the Ags, and then do you go back for a farming item, or do you just go BKB and then you just fight? Do you ever pick up something in the build that is going to help you hit creeps, or not really?
No, I mean, I think I saw Maelstroms and stuff like that, but I'll check just in case.
Sure, yeah.
I think it was more of just fighting that I'd seen, at least in particular. It is the new build as well, too. It's not everybody's doing it like you were saying, so. Yeah, SNYs, BKBs, Bashers I've seen. Yeah,
no, just get the stats after the Ags. Yeah,
looks like it.
And just keep fighting.
This one, maybe not as valuable because there's not really that many disables. That
you're probably going to need the... are you going to...
I think BKB is very strong. Yeah.
It might be kind of essential, right?
But he's dispelling too, like, and he has a higher mana pool versus the EMP.
Well, maybe I will have to see. Outside of the Invoker, you don't really care about BKB this game.
We'll see. I've seen a lot of these.
Maybe you can skip it.
I've seen a lot of these trolls greeting it up. I even saw like a 6th item BKB, I think, one of the games. I don't think it worked out because I think he got doomed.
Sure.
I believe it was Radon or Yotoro who did it, but either way, we'll have to see.
I think this game, I think you could go SNY or maybe even Manta instead of the BKB.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to need the BKB early.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see which one it is. Because I think they're just going to look to play very active. Even though these Iron Shells and stuff like the panel was mentioning, it's going to be dispelled, they have a very active lineup that can utilize them. If there's a tornado that gets missed or something.
In the mid, no one. He's able to get the setup. I mean, GPK,
so much trouble.
I mean, to be fair to him, there was 4 heroes turning up on the mid lane for old GPK, but still, they're breaking him down. I mean, as I say, he had a rough day yesterday, and I think Entity, they've kind of focused in on that, and they said, hey, you know, this lad, yesterday's series, what was it, against Liquid, had a rough couple of games. Let's just go all in on GPK and just completely crush his game. Of course, up until that point, no one's been doing a pretty good job of that on his own.
Oh, he gets the haste dispelled. They actually get the enchant off right after he pops it.
He's going to have to turn aggressively with the project. Okay. And it is going to need to be there to put a stop to the TP. I mean, it was a pretty heads-up effort from no one to try and go for the TP out. but he won't make it. With the split coming out from Miro, they're able to put a stop to it and take him out.
GPK's like, give me the kill. Throws a wild tornado trying to get the last hit. Doesn't get it, but they do stop no one's aggression. I mean, it does feel like it is Anthony playing around no one, but that's what they do too, right? They're shutting down GPK, but the key around this team really is lately setting up no one for success. He's been kind of dominating. It's that old no one of times. But yeah, Nightfall. The king right now, though, top of that net worth. Battle Fury is going to be at a very, very good timing. Does have there's a lot of control to deal with this Ursa of Cole, and he does have a pretty difficult core-to-core matchup versus the Troll Warlord, but if he gets very far ahead, that's the key. And yeah, he's 1,300 ahead of that Troll right now.
GPK's going to start looking for some action here with Save.
See what they find.
So if they can go for Watson, it's by the tier 1 tower. See if he gets any backup coming in. There's no split for Miro. Already, though, Fishman's gone, and Watson, he's left on his own. Very
nice move. They bring absolutely everybody, and they get GPK a kill, too. And we'll be able to turn this into a tower. Very good aggressive move. I like even that the Ursa comes in, nets himself a free kill. His Battle Fury is going to be one of the fast ones. One of the faster ones. And overall, Miro's lane, it's gone very well. And now with that GPK kill, catch it back up, too.
So if they can keep this up. This is sort of the aggression and moves that I think the panel was expected to see from BB team with this lineup.
Watson is very slowed down, something not expected when they pick a CM Troll lane versus that Brew. They expected to come out quite a bit more ahead of that, and now this Troll is significantly behind. It's nearly 2K between him and the Ursa.
Yeah, this is the thing. Because of this Axe Rush build, right, if you're not fighting and succeeding, the Ursa, he's going to be laughing at you with his Battle Fury. He's going to be free farming to his heart's content, and you won't be able to catch up if you're not finding the fights as this Troll.
And I will see how much it happens now, because this is one of those timings that we do see a lot with the Darkseer lineups. The mech is online, level 7+, so utilizing these Ion Shells, we'll see if it actually ends up working because of these Dispels. You know, the Enchant, the Brewmaster Dispel, the Invoker Tornado, too. So BetBoom, or BBT, setting themselves in a good position here to kind of slow pace down, get this farm for this Ursa, who has got just monstrous timings.
He really has. He really has. I mean, honestly, as I say, to the point where he's that far ahead of Watson's Troll that, yeah, I'm looking forward to see how the Axe build works out.
Same.
Because it definitely feels like this could be one of those games where if something crazy doesn't happen in terms of entities setting up fights and allowing Watson to get involved, that this Troll could remain very far behind the Ursa.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we actually see Save. He stole Ion Shell. So now, yeah, they don't have the mech and stuff like that, but they have an Ion Shell that they can throw onto these cores as well to be aggressive. And GPK he's completely back in it. Yeah, he's 1,200 behind the Sand King, but he's got his Vessel finished up, and with that Ursa getting that good farm, with the Brew getting good farm, one of the cores can be a little bit sacked.
GPK. The setup, he's able to deny the inventory knowledge, just going to turn aggressively with the Burrow Strike onto the two of them.
Big damage.
The wall down as well, see if they're able to survive this. They're not saved, and GPK taken out. No one will fall in return. And for the side, Miro comes in with the split, will turn straight away towards Fishman to take out the CM, and now they look to control Watson.
He's got backup, though.
Yeah, it's hard to go on the troll right now, as Miro will have to retrieve it with the split for now.
There's a great connection there from no one, and the vacuum combo kind of just trapped them inside of a CM multi plus a Sandstorm. They couldn't really move on the three heroes.
Yeah, only getting the 2 kills in return there, BBT, but something, but of course overall losing the trade.
Entity getting a nice kill trade there, of course, there. Even though they do lose the Sand King, they get some extra involvement. I think the Watson get XP, I think, for these kills too. I think he turned up in time to get extra XP for them too, but...
good heads-up play there for no one. Rather than panicking and trying to escape with the Burrow Strike, turns and plays aggressive. Sure, he dies, but sets up these 3 kills to come through for the team. Fishman laying down the damage.
He only just goes down. I mean, he probably would have died anyway to Nightfall afterwards, but...
Back in action. Yep, no one and Diep. They're going to be able to find Save up top.
Sandstorm versus Sandstorm.
Oh, he's actually out of it.
Oh, they know him.
They know where he is. No one.
Stinger.
Ah, he's going to find it. Whoop.
Bonk. Now he's got an advantage again over GPK. Quick little moves that are coming up, but in the meanwhile, BBT looking to pressure with the Enchantress onto the tower. And this is a very nice back and forth that we've got going between two teams. Very aggressive early movements, 9 to 8. I like that they're matching each other's tempo.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I want to finish off this tower in the mid, but it's a little risky with DM and Kato. Hopping around the tier 1 ready to fight.
BBT being able to match tempo at this point is important, though, because this is pre-Brew Radiance, too. And with the Battle Fury Ursa, like, they got their farming items while they're matching tempo of the side of Entity, which is... we'll see how much it matters, but it does feel like it's going to be very good for them.
Yeah, I think they're pretty happy with the state of the game at this point. Sure, GPK had a bit of a rough time mid, but he's about 1,000 gold behind the Sand flanking. He's still able to do quite a lot as the Invoker. He's got kind of those early timings. You know, the Vessel's online. He's working towards that Midas so he can continue to scale. And yet this Ursa with the Battle Fury, it's just going to scale so much harder and faster than the Troll with the Axe. Now, Watson is about, what, 1,000 gold away from the Axe?
Yes. We'll see when he gets the fight. Yeah, when he gets it, how much he can fight with it.
Let's see how powerful it is where Entity are going for these fights around their Troll. Watson's getting stuck in and see if he's able to start getting these kills to accelerate him and allow him to catch up to the farm of this Ursa.
And the concern that I had from yesterday too, the one thing about BBT, though they're getting, the Ursa and the Brew having great timings, being able to fight tempo with the farming items, is GPK fell behind yesterday pretty hard and then had a very difficult time joining back into the game. So that's my one concern. Sometimes one of the cores does have to sack himself a little bit, but definitely not too much.
Sure. GPK, he's got the setup here. He's able to get the catch onto Katsuomi. Katsuomi's get the ult off, but we'll go down, see if no one's able to punish him for this. He's in with the Burrow Strike onto GPK. Try and push the back with a deafening blast, but he's caught in the sandstorm.
Not worth it for him. Again, going down.
That's the Radiant's done, though. Miro. He's hit the timing.
No one's got the Bloodstone finished. Now he's got a 2,000 differential between him and the Invoker. So, GPK finds a kill with the rotation, but dies, so. They're going to turn it into a rush, though. Blink, I believe, also finished up on Nightfall.
So I think this Ursa could be quite the problem. He's having such a good game here, Nightfall. He gets the Blink, then BKB after that. He could turn up to some of these fights. He could be taking multiple heroes down.
They're prepared here. Entity Fishman's got the ulti. They've got no one here, too.
He's indeed ready with the epicenter on the high ground. TPs are going to be coming over. He's going to try and run down Nightfall. He's actually going to get the start of the two of them. Catches GPK as he comes in with the TP. GPK is able to turn with a quick tornado. Nightfall's able to back away. And with the stolen whirling axes as well coming out here from Save. Another Burrow Strike coming through from Save with him here with the stolen plays. He does die.
No one is still alive.
Miro, is he able to get out of this one? He's not. He's surrounded.
Now he was dead.
They're going to get the three of them.
And can they might be able to turn it into Roche themselves.
I think they're going to be tempted to do so. Roshan's relatively low. Watson can head over to help finish it off.
They fought through the Brew. They fought through everything there from BBT. BBT had to TP 1-by-1 sequence. Entity was ready for this move.
Oh, they were.
And the Sand King only just goes down. He just turns into versus 4 heroes with the epicenter.
He'll take that every time. He doesn't mind dying for that at all, no one.
He nearly gets the Ursa and the Invoker, too, to be honest with you. They got a bit lucky. They just had to kind of instantly run away to get away from that aggression. As the Ursa lineup gets prevented from getting a Roshan.
Yeah, and this is the dream now for Watson. He's got the Axe, he's also got the Aegis. So he's more than happy to turn up to every single fight. We'll see it again.
And no one is just... he's owning. He really, really is. Just starting the fights, having so much focus be put on the Sand King. They have to use 4 heroes to beat on him, and at that point, most of their kit is already used, so he's able to just go right through it. Yeah, Nightfall just has to run. No way to fight. Entity. Big fight.
And no one very much focused there. He does keep dying in these fights, but overall he knows that it's not gonna be an issue. These fights that he's dying in, the trades have always been worth it, pretty much.
And he farms so fast, right? He's a Sand King in comparison to that Invoker. So any downtime that there is, he's able to get that quick catch up, and he still is getting good growth. Bloodstone and the Yule's almost finished up, so he'll have an extra way to protect himself once he has Yule's too. And they're not slowing down with that Aegis being taken away. Looking to play around these two. Katomi also starting to get some good farm on this Hoodwink. Ooh. Oh. They tried for it. Action-packed. 13-10. Huge deal that they get this Aegis prevented from that Ursa, though. Even though Nightfall having such a good start, you're seeing the Troll starting to swing back in.
It is. Yeah, they get the Roche kill, they get the Aegis, they get that team fight. And Nightfall. It's going to be fine over the Enrage.
I feel like he needs... before like a next big fight in particular for him, feels like he doesn't need that BKB. Because the axes, all the control that's coming out from the spells from the side of Entity, it is difficult for him to just beat on a target unless it's...
No, absolutely, yeah. He can't turn up to a team fight.
No.
Fighting against these five without BKB seems pretty much impossible for the Ursa.
And now there's the Yules on the Sand King too, so even more control that they will have for him. So Entity, good power peak timing that they can play together. They also have the mech in the pipe, so the damage mitigation will be there versus BBT's bit of lack of damage now.
Let's see how much they can get from Entity. And with the push, they're going to call in the TP's top.
Okay.
Tell me maybe seeing if we get the setup onto Save. Momentarily pause. They're swinging in a lot of heroes as well through the jungle of BB team. Entity starting to collapse in onto this top left corner. Save.
The numbers. Oh, but a TP.
Oh, that's a nice little hiding spot there. They didn't catch vision of him, and GPK in the pit. He's also out.
They all get away.
Very nice escape there from BBT.
No one immediately is going through the portal, though. We'll see the Ursa for a second. Might just look to make a little bit of an aggressive poke, but can't quite yet. Good run away there from BBT. Entity still hunting, especially with this mech and pipe timing. They know any real big team fight is theirs if they find it.
No one. He's got the Yule set up.
They have enough. There's backup from BBT.
Yeah, a lot of backup. Mira and GPK ready to help out if necessary. So Entity, they have to start holding back. Just about has the goal for the Mithril Hammer, so just that recipe away for the BKB on Nightfall. The rest of them, they're going to smoke up the 4 of them. Now, of course, not looking to have Nightfall involved. It will just be the 4 of them looking for this play.
Also, did want to point this out, but GPK did go back for Midas, so he doesn't fall too behind.
Yeah, I think it's good. You got an S with a Battle Fury. You're ready to scale on this lineup of BBT.
Watson,
They're try with the setup, see if they can take him down the once. They'll get him with the bush right, but he's able to get the ult off, and no one's in with the upset. Gets him with the burst strike. Mirror will still be able to get the primal split off.
But it's difficult to just keep that primal split in between all these heroes. It can die.
I mean, they managed to take the Aegis out of Watson. Miro on retreat with the primal split. We'll see Entity attempting to chase. The sharpshooter hit comes in on Toronto Tokyo. No one's able to close him with the Yule setup. Buy time for the team to surround the Enchantress. They'll take Toronto Tokyo out as well.
Brute forcing through the brew split. They do not care about it whatsoever with all these auras that they have. Takes them a while to take down that Aegis, and now they'll be able to turn it into a tower. Entity getting heavy momentum now in this game.
Yeah, it was going to be always a difficult move there for BB team trying to fight with just the 4 of them.
No, Ursa BKB. There's no way he wants to walk. If he walks in, he's dead.
Oh, no,
or he
sure,
just kills nobody and he has to run away.
Yeah, there was no world in which Nightfall was going to be turning up to that one. He's very close to the BKB. Should have it at least for the next push that comes in. And at the least, they took the Aegis away from Watson. Yeah, I mean, that's gone.
It still was a bit surprising that the way that they did choose to pick that fight. I guess they felt it maybe a bit stronger with the brew split, but it can't fight into Sandstorm, into all this magical damage as well, and Watson's able to just clean it up too, so a bit surprised to see that they did fight pre-BKB there.
And it really is overall, as you say, something that we saw from the games yesterday where both Mira and GPK, they're slipping behind.
Struggling, yeah.
They give it sort of one more good team fight from Entity, and these 2 cores from BB team are going to struggle to get back in on this.
Absolutely. I mean, we're seeing these auras really make the difference here. There's almost, I believe, a pipe finished up onto Miero, but this Darkseer's Grieve pipe, and I believe they have a solo crest on the CM. They're feeling like they can force
They got an high ground.
There's no brew split.
And the BKB is still not there for Nightfall. He's about 200 or so gold away from it. So still desperately trying to get that finish so he can turn up to a team fight.
They're going to glyph for this catapult. They want to just keep this push going. It's still alive.
They feel so strong with this push. Entity recognizing their timings.
Oh, this is
around this troll build with the Aghanims into the Yasha. They're looking for the action. They're looking for the fights. They're more than happy to take anything that BB team throw their way.
Knowing that no brew splits there, they know that the Invoker went down this greedier route going back for a Midas. They're trying to press it forward. Might stop now that they've forced 3 heroes back to base, and they see the Ursa's BKB, so they'll back up, get that farm going again. A good hit, a very, very nice one there coming out from Entity. And Glyph is going to be on cooldown if they want to go for it. If they get another successful fight, they can look to just either go for a Rax or, I mean, we saw Liquid bypass the Rax twice versus BBT yesterday and maybe just go for some type of weird throne rushing, so BBT does have to be careful how they fight outside base without these glyphs. I've seen too many times these games where a team fights outside without it and then just loses in a fraction of a second, so. As we said, Nightfall, he still is the king of that farm, but as you were mentioning, the other 2 falling far behind. It's just Toronto Tokyo now who's building up a little bit here to maybe become
he is
a secondary carry.
Sort of after the games yesterday and seeing what's happening here, he's like, all right, guys, I guess I got to be the extra core this game.
Definitely not the easiest one versus that Troll Warlord, but if he can get positioning on high ground to do so, maybe. Mid. Tried to set up for Miro, can't quite. I'm just keep looking at levels in farm, right? I'm looking at no one, level 16, GPK level 12. So just, further and further behind as Invoker goes. An Entity feeling strong. Next Roche is in about a minute. Teamfight overall around Roche looks quite complicated for BBT. They do have a pipe now, though, on the brew, so see what difference that makes versus all this heavy magic damage. And they have the Greaves also on save. So they do have those auras to counteract, and he does have a Burrow Strike stolen.
Smoke on smoke. No one.
Gets caught first.
He's going to get the lead in straight away on towards the Rubik's save. He's heavily used the stolen Burrow Strike to get away from him. So if they can turn and fight back here, BB team, they're considering that the primal split comes out from Miro. They'll look over towards DM. DM entering the fight. So they're going to get the vacuum down onto Toronto Tokyo.
Getting kited. DM's going down.
Side. But the stun's coming in safe. He's going to get hit hard by the sharpshooter if the Rubik will fall.
Bruce Split's going down.
Watson's still got the ult to rely on if he needs to. He's going to try and chase down Toronto Tokyo. No one's in with another burrow strike, and the follow-up bushwhack straight on a GPK. They've caught the Invoker. He's going to be taken out. GPK's gone. They're still chasing Toronto Tokyo here off towards the side. They should be able to succeed in doing so as the burrow strikes back up from no one. 3 dead on BB team. Sure, Entity lose the 2, but it's just overall another team fight in which Entity are coming out on top.
And no one is doing too much work, too. He gets initiated on first, and he somehow comes out of the fight with 3/4 HP, and he gets the perfect stun onto the Invoker. Again, look at this damage. It's not like, I mean, not the highest of damage numbers, but in comparison to everything else, he just endures everything when he's the first one gone on. So, gets the perfect target, and he finds GPK again. GPK has to be cautious of this positioning. 1 stun, and he's just dead. Incredibly fragile on this Invoker. When you're losing fights with Bruce Split, it always feels pretty grim, too. Even though they took out DM at the start of it all there, they're just fighting through it. They do not seem to care about that Bruce Split whatsoever.
And it looks like by the time of the next fight, they're pretty much going to have the Shiva's Guard gun as well on no one. So he's going to be even more of this just incredible power on the front lines, just going in with the burrow strikes, popping the Shivas, and making it very difficult for anyone on BB team to fight that doesn't have a BKB, which at the moment is everyone apart from the Ursa.
Yep. Super difficult for them to fight. GPKs might get doubled in net worth soon by the Sand King if he doesn't have a successful fight come out for him. And it's tough to see how he does have a successful fight versus all these auras and so many heroes to get on him. GPK. There's 20 seconds left on that Bruce Split. And with that timing Entity, they were looking for a fight. Now they're looking to set up for this Roche. It's still about a minute and a half.
A slightly longer respawn.
But this Shivas is going to prove to be a lot more in the
How do you
fight
fight into this Sand King? I feel like, yeah, any team fight where no one is involved, which has pretty much been all of them. Sure, at the start, we saw him dying in these team fights. I think it's now
he's durable.
He doesn't die.
No, and he's getting surged and stuff, too, to reset and re-engage, so he's getting too many of these. They don't have this way to just fully control the Sand King and kill him in one shot. He's doing too much. BBT, their Bruce Split, it is back up. Yeah.
Another Basher. Now as well on Nightfall.
He's got a lot of... I feel like he has to do such heavy lifting in the fight.
He really does.
Has to get like kind of the perfect... If he can 100 to 0 the Sand King, that's kind of the key for them.
A lot of pressure on Nightfall.
Toronto.
They're going to start the fight by looking for the Enchantress. Tornado comes out. It's not going to clip onto anyone. EMP is going to get completely whiffed as well. So
good steal.
Opening combo not connecting from GPK.
But at least they get a Burrow Strike steal out of that little bit of a movement.
They're going to try and jump and burst the Sand King. You've got Nightfall coming in. They're trying to bring the Sand King down. Can they take him out? No one's able to get the Yules off. He blocks the blood, so he gets another Burrow Strike off. He's healing up. They're back in though. Nightfall continues to try and focus down the Sand King, but no one. He's able to kite him out. They couldn't kill the Sand King. No one survives. Nightfall's gone. The supports are dead. They're both brought back, but for what? The fight's over.
Oh, and that could be one of the last moments there for BBT. Yeah. They had the stolen Burrow Strike. They tried to 100 to 0 him.
They tried. I mean, you saw, yeah, Nightfall. He was just completely on top of him. He knew his mission was to try and kill this Sand King. But he couldn't.
He's the only one doing damage at this point, if you look at it. He did 2,700. Everyone else's damage is pretty pathetic. No one, again, they're trying for, but they don't have the Ursa.
Kill him.
There's no way.
They can't kill him.
He's just healing. He's got the shield as well.
Just hands off keyboard. He's not dying.
This Sand King's just too strong. We're seeing why it's getting banned. He's just standing in the midst of 4 heroes and healing.
And now he's ready to kill. He's got the setup, in with the epicenter and the burrow strike. Miro, he's got no primal split. Nothing to rely on to save him. He's gone, and indeed, I think you might be right. Those Gs might be being dropped pretty soon.
Feels like it. Entity is just running away with these last few fights. No one, just too big of a beast. You need to think of a different answer for this Sand King, I feel.
Yeah, I think this, and this troll approach with the Ags, it's just worked perfectly for this sort of timing of game. You know, with the action that they've been bringing, Watson, he's been able to be involved. He's got the Zags S and Y, and he's very close now to having the Satanic. I think we'll definitely be seeing a lot more of this approach with the troll.
Yeah, I think this Aghanim's is perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw Ahmed doing, I think he was the one that kind of like started with all of it, but it really does feel fantastic, especially when you're fighting so much. And this meta, it doesn't feel like that farm meta at all. It feels like that fight constantly, as we're seeing from Entity. 24 kills so far in this game, 28 minutes.
Crazy.
Almost a kill a minute for them.
Yep. And at this point, as the Troll, you've got just as much farm as the Ursa with the Battle Fury.
Yep.
And that's when things really feel really bad for the poor old Ursa. Nightfall been trying his best with the farm, and he's got a lot of it. But outside of him, as we say, GPK and Mira having a tough game. Entity as a unit just looking rather unstoppable.
Absolutely. I feel like you need, I feel like you need like these mage slayers and stuff. Like this reminds me of the, sometimes with these pudges and stuff like that, the Sanking that just is doing too much damage, too much survivability. I feel like you need to stack all of them. You need to stack a mage slayer, pipe, get every single one of those magic resistance just to be able to endure him. But is enduring even enough? Because no one has been absolutely fantastic this game.
They've got Satanic done on Watson. Got the Aegis picked up as well on no one. Not that he needed it, really.
Nope.
I don't think he was dying anyway, but yeah, good luck killing him twice.
And BBT, they've lost pretty much 3 or 4 of those last fights completely.
And they'll get DM'd. But can they get out? The Bushwhack. It's out onto Nightfall. He's going to have to put the BKB and run. No one's coming in from the side. And BBT, they've got to try and help their Ursa escape this. Mira's going to come in with the Primal Split. They just go straight for the Primal Split here with the Burrow Strike. And indeed, Mira, he's got to try and escape.
Dude, Sanking kills the Primal Split in seconds.
Pretty much immediately. I mean, no one's off to the side. Him and Fishman ready to try and slowly, but surely deal with Toronto Tokyo. It'll take him a little bit of time to bring him down, using the Stinger to pop these creeps right next to him to kill him off. Miro Split comes to an end. Watson's in on top of him, and there's no escape from Miro. Kato, he's got control if it's necessary. It isn't. It's just the damage from Watson. That's enough to bring him down. He's out of the game. No buyback.
Nobody gets hurt. They're all full HP except for DM, of course. He's the sacrifice.
They're ready to dive. They could dive tier 4s if they want. The MP, look at that, some respect. No one's able to dodge it with the Yule Scepter. Watson will continue to go for the business, taking down these barracks. Creep raid just about to approach the base, so the backdoor protector's taken out.
And on to the next. They have a tier 2 mid. Gonna have to swing back over to that one.
DM's bringing in the mid wave with the shells.
They know that they've won. Like they know they've hit all the timings. They know that they've pretty much prevented BBT from getting any of those afterwards. And GPK overall, again, it's similar from yesterday. I feel like where he fell off super hard.
He's had a rough few games.
This one overall, he didn't really fall off. This one he was just behind the entire time. It was him trying to make up for his lack in the mid lane, making movements. But those movements, it ended up being trades a lot of the time. He would find a hoodwink and then he'd die. He needs to be able to get these kills and get out and keep himself scaling.
Thinking back to when we do see GPK pop off, is there like a hero? Name some heroes that you feel that you want to see GPK on.
Nice, some storms, some spirits.
That's a nice vacuum. Oh, that's a nice one. They're ready to dive tier 4. I think they pretty much get a 3-man Bushwhack as well off the back of that. No one's getting a little bit low. They'll be able to pop the Aegis, but GPK and Save and Miro are dead. They've had enough. They'll tap out. Do you like this close-up? Do you like the overall vibe of BB Team's lineup, or are you a little concerned for them once again going into what maybe is going to be another tough game, right? They've had a lot of tough games recently.
Yeah, I feel like they're playing really, they're going for these slower-paced drafts that at this point in this tournament, they're not really working a lot of times. I'm seeing these fast-paced kind of like tempo drafts just dominate and never let go of it. Usually it's like one team dominates, and then there's like a little bit of a fake comeback from these later games, later lineups, and then they just get steamrolled right over, and the game kind of just ends before they hit their timings. It feels greedy again. It does feel like they've gone down greed. And Entity, they're playing so well together. They're playing super aggressive, so I do like what Entity's got. And yeah, the coil, glad Kezu said it. That's the first thing that I was thinking as well, too, is picking the SF can be risky. Yes, there's no Spirit Breaker this time around, which is Entity's. I think they're the ones who kind of invented picking Spirit Breaker in most situations, but especially versus SF. But they have this timing around the Underlord gate that can just get on top of something like SF, and he can really struggle. So BBT, they've got to be ready for these early aggressive moves, and they have to be in position for them as well. So let's see if they can get this execution down, because last game, especially GPK, fell behind quick. And no one has been a beast, and he's been given a puck in a situation where if you're looking at the lockdown, it's quite limited. It's really just mostly that hoodwink who can catch him off guard early on, unless SF somehow gets some very good timings to be able to get these type of blink situations, but it does look difficult. So let's see. Can GPK do it?
And it should be a fun matchup in the mid, right? Because both can kill each other, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's one of those lanes that can be pretty volatile.
Absolutely. And we've seen... I've been hearing, I've been trying to talk to a lot of these pros in between a lot of these games and just hearing the SF stuff. Some pros, I mean, they still think, of course, it's very strong, but that nerf did hurt. The Shadowmire nerf being reduced to that low. There are ways to play around it. And no one just dominated that first wave. 3-2 right now.
Oh, wow.
The 2-1. So he's got a really good situation here. Trying to keep tabs on that one.
Oh, easy deny for GPK.
Up top, they're gonna have to. They're doing some creep manipulation stuff. So since they have this double melee versus the Lifesteal and Enigma, for now they're gonna start moving some stuff around. Bottom, and this one could be a bit pretty volatile because the Hoodwink overall just such a strong 4 position. Even though they have Gyro and CM, which is one of the stronger lanes, Hoodwink sometimes can just fix that. And also, you have to always say this is a bit of difference. BBT when they have, I mean, Save and Miro, these two just sometimes make these lanes that are a little bit more difficult just work.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see them picking up kills in the laning
At least
stage.
kills.
It's pretty much happened in all the games.
Yeah.
Of course, they've then gone on to lose the games.
Sure.
But yeah, in the lanes, they do normally find some action.
And GPK reestablishing his dominance at least after that first few waves. No one always using that phase shift to get that dodge, of course, getting a bit of restoration.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Bottles
on the way
coming
out.
Yep,
Yeah.
for both of them. Ooh, okay, well, thought for a second maybe he jumps, goes for the courier kill, but
Well, that
that
would
was
be
close.
risky.
It was
Yeah,
close
it would be
position.
risky to do that.
Yeah, it's very risky. Save. Oh, he's caught.
It should be the first blood by the looks of it. Watson, he's going to be able to claim it. Runs him down with the rocket barrage. First blood for the safe lane Gyro.
Goes for the rocket build. So most of these gyros, we see them just go the flak and shove the wave out, especially 23, who's played it. He's just playing to fight and go for kills, so rather than playing for that. And he has the CM, so going for kills is always going to be very valuable. He also has Quelling Blade, so interesting to point out. That might prevent a lot of the aggression that can come out from the Hoodwink, just those instant tree cuts and stuff. Either way, Pango, Miro is farming well, so they do give up a kill, but he still is getting something. Watson does get caught by the Bushwhack, doesn't get the cut in time, and they will kill the missile as well. I think he denied it. Okay. Cool. Lifesteal is free farming. So that matchup, they're saying that maybe it could be a little difficult for them to get that free farm on the Lifesteal in the laning phase. He's actually just able to do so.
We'll see how the Lifestealer does. I mean, how do you sort of feel about Lifestealer at the moment?
Not really the biggest fan of the hero overall, but when you see like this Underlord and Gyro, it used to be on paper.
Sure, this was
matchup.
sure
On paper.
And you imagine that's kind of the thought process that BB team are going down here.
Yeah, I would imagine so. It just isn't actually going to be that good because the hero has seen quite a bit of faults, at least recently. And they'll kill the missile again.
We'll be able to take down Fishman there, so the two of them, Miro and Save, finding the chance to punish the CM.
Hey, maybe Watson going for this missile is a bit of an error here, since now I'm seeing them just kill it. That's the third time I've seen him shoe, and the third time they've been either he has to deny it or kill it, so he doesn't have any points in flak to shove wave, and he's 8 CS to the 16 of a Pango. I did not really expect it to be that one-sided for the Pango.
Yeah, well, I mean, without a doubt, definitely a bit of a stronger start for BB team this time round on all 3 lanes.
DM is still getting good farm, but they're not applying much pressure yet to the Lifestealer. Toronto Tokyo may have stepped up a bit far here. Concoction.
We'll get in the Firestorm as well. Toronto Tokyo is trapped in the trees.
Should have him. Nightfall. Be careful.
Trying to find something in return.
Still, acid spray is pretty painful. Fighting under it early. Bit difficult. The Eidolons, though, doing their work. Yeah, wow, bottom is just... Watson has yet to get a CS in a while. I guess he's just going to have to try for these kills, but he's getting literally 0 CS on.
And Fishman, he's got the stick charges.
I mean, a concern for Watson. I'm just going to 8 CS. It's been 8 CS since about like
He's
the
going to get one
2-minute
now.
50.
Here we go. He's pinging it out. There we go.
9, okay. But 9 is... 9, he has 2 CS a minute, Owen.
Oh, no.
It's not great here for Watson to start. Of course, it's a hero that can't catch up a flat, but not something you want to be in a position of.
Yeah, he's got
Literally the bottom CS.
the same CS. He's less CS than the position 5 Enigma on the other side. It's not great news at 5 minutes in.
I think he's probably regretting not having the flak to just shove the wave out, but it happens. He went for the missile, he went for the kill build. They did get the kill early on because of it, but now definitely seeing his net worth lack because of it.
Is under attack.
I mean, Miro is going to have that means he's going to have a very good time, at least for the start, as he has been having. Just can they look to play aggressive and have good timings and tempo? Because I think BBT overall, that's my problem with them at least the last 2 days, or last 3 days in particular. It's just been them kind of allowing teams to do what they want, and they just play for late game. So I want to see them just playing more aggressive, especially on GPK.
Yeah, because it's going to have to be coming out from GPK and Miro, because, of course, Nightfall on the Lifestealer, going for this Radiance build. There's going to be this whole period where he's not going to be interested in fighting whatsoever. Whereas with Entity, maybe Watson a little bit more. On the Gyrocopter can turn up to these fights around the towers and offer quite a lot of damage.
Unless he's just literally has no farm, which is he's really not getting a whole lot down here. Bottom of the cores. even being caught up by some of these supports like you were mentioning.
Yeah, I mean, it's Enigma. Tokyo, he's just been ahead of him the whole game.
Ahead in CS, but behind in net worth, of course.
Sure.
Those jungle. But yeah. I mean, either way. No one.
I'm not opposed to taking the occasional advantage.
That coil at the ready.
Yeah, he's had enough of this. He's just going to drop it for the kill. They'll bring Katomi over as well. The concoction. Take down Tokyo.
And he's got a regen too to be able to play aggressive on another. Okay, so I heard Panel was also mentioning no one got every single power rune pretty much last game, so definitely need to make sure that they don't allow this puck to do that again, because no one, if he's able to get the ball rolling again, we saw what he was able to do last time, and when they have the next coil, that move that's going to come on the SF, it's going to happen eventually. You know, there's going to be that coil, there's going to be the Underlord that pops that Fiend's Gate to get on top of him, so BBT do have to be ready for that move.
Radiant are scanning. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Wisdom runes. BBT sleeping for it a little bit here. Will they be able to get it? Save. He is TPing now.
Tokyo's come through the twin gate.
What? Okay, save. Got it.
Yeah, he's able to get in time with the pushback. Might even be able to kill off Fishman. No, Fishman's just going to go for the TP away. Has no further damage or stun, so Save won't be able to punish him.
That was close. He was waiting for the last second for him. Yeah, nice TP from Katomi with the stun already primed.
And with the blood grenade, all the stick charges are there. Good pushback as well coming in from the save, and that'll be enough to keep Miro alive.
And they turn. They've got Toronto Tokyo here. They've got Watson.
They've got GPK turning up here for BB team. Katomi's going to start cooking up a concoction. We'll throw it over the way of GPK, but these two won't have the burst to threaten the SF. So GPK is fine. He can join the rest of the team on with a bit of a push onto the tier 1.
Much different situation we're seeing from BBT. They're being the aggressors. They're making the good early moves. And this Pango, when what could have been a difficult lane, he's top net worth versus a Gyro CM lane. There's a whole lot here from Miro. These two, Miro and Save, tend to do this a lot of times, but not to this extent. Power Rune looking to secure it for GPK this time around. No one.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So they've got the gate
There's
down.
that gate.
DM's ready to join. Requiem comes out from the high ground.
Good position. Wasn't able to stop that, but will he survive? He will.
No one's not going to look to try and hunt that far. They'll settle for the support kill. Looks to take out Save. Nightfall. Oh, he's going to be popping on his way back through there. Doesn't want to be sticking around. Back to the lane for him.
Like that he tries though, right?
He's like, yeah, but
he's
just in case.
Something, you know, if he sees like a little Crystal Maiden or something moving around, we'll be able to look for the kill. 1,300 difference between him and the Gyro, so yeah, much better start here for the side of BBT, and a good aggressive lineup they can play around with this Pango having a good start. And the SF living versus that Coil Fiend's Gate combo. He got the distance to not get silenced so he can get the Requiem. Nicely done.
So BB team, can they keep this up? It's been a very good start. The best start they've had in quite a few games, at least that we've seen on the main stream.
Yeah, and they've shut down Watson pretty nicely. He's bottom of those cores by 1,200 versus a Lifestealer. As you said, does have recovery methods, and he is going for it. Not maxing Barrage, he's just going for max Flak now since the lane was tough. He'll be able to farm catch up. Imagine he has these stacks also to work on that they'll be able to leave for him. But they have good hunting heroes. Save playing this Hoodwink can look to invade inside the tree lines there to be able to look for Watson, because they inevitably know that he's gonna be just sitting in the jungle for some time. Miro not gonna go the route of auras, so it's interesting to point out too. He's gonna go for this very aggressive off-lane build. See if that works too, because a lot of these times I've been seeing just straight off-laners going for these auras, and it works really nicely, especially if you get an advantage early, you just keep that advantage. So going for that Echo, see if it works out for him.
No, I guess they'll have what Toronto Tokyo on the Enigma to be able to bring in some auras, but indeed at a slower pace.
Much slower pace for sure. 3K lead though. As we said, the stacks, Entity will start getting those ready. I don't believe that they're happy with this laning phase right now, but do have the method of recovery. And they do have this global threat constantly. So BBT, I want to see them playing with like somebody behind each other at most situations, especially if they know where the puck is. Just being ready. Yeah, they have this Requiem kind of combo to be able to sometimes stop all the aggression in, but if he does get silenced, and there's always these sandwiches, yeah, they have to have people to protect each other versus the global threat. They're just going to take this for DM. All right.
Stacks so far.
Hefty stacks. I mean, what? They have 15 to the 5 of BBT. And those are not going to be stolen out. Oh, making the recovery here, just being able to farm. Entity needs to slow down a little bit, and I think they're pretty happy with it after the lane start. Double Radiance is queued up for Nightfall.
It is the moment for him. Oh, we won't be seeing that.
No, of course not. Just funny.
So this
And
whole mess is
GPK?
all your fault?
Got the Yasha done,
Yep.
and yeah, just making
Straight
moves on
Yasha
the
Kai.
Kai on top of that, so nothing too crazy for him. And honestly, I imagine with this lead, BBT, they don't feel the need to hunt down action. I mean, that
But they're letting them catch back up is the issue, right? So it's like
Sure.
you had a laning advantage, and you're not turning it into anything, not even an objective yet. They've taken out that bottom tower, of course, but not able to swing toward mid. Maybe waiting till Miero has the echo, and then they're going to look to really force that mid issue. But it's actually looking like Entity might make a move here themselves.
Illusion.
they're heading up through the jungle. Katsomi
Radiant's bottom
not quite
tower
having the blink
is under
dagger yet.
attack.
1500s on it.
He's not far, and when he has Blink, they have much easier ways to start fights in particular for the next few moments. They'll have the Puck just being able to jump in, and then also an Alchemist. And on the side of BBT, they kind of just have to walk in the fights with the Rolling Thunder, which is still very strong because there's no BKB piercing disable. I know Lacosso's asking for the Bane in particular, so it's definitely going to be an issue if he's able to get good positioning of these Rolling Thunders off. But no Blink makes it a little harder. Rune taken away. At least preventing no one from getting them. So I do like that they're at least bringing these Eidolons in, but do lose a couple of them there.
Smoke up with the two of them. They've got their ults ready to drop, both Save and Toronto Tokyo.
Okay. I mean, the network, though, it's swung massively, and the experience is actually in lead now of Entity.
It was a little bit of an awkward start to the fight here, but they should
have
still get him. They'll bring Nightfall in over as well.
Give him a
See if he
blast
gets the
hit.
last indeed. Nice bit of a boost of gold on his way towards that relic.
Very nice. At least able to get this type of kill. And there's Miero's Echo Saber done. Well, I imagine immediately clues up the Blink Dagger. I want to see him have that so they can actually start fights, because they do have a little bit, like I said, a little bit of an awkward way to start them.
Precious bounty.
Yeah, Entity. I mean, I feel Entity's very content after having these lanes go that way, that they're just able to get stacks going. I'm seeing stacks on stacks on stacks coming out here.
Oh yeah, they're certainly catching up. They're not letting that lead grow any further.
I mean, look at these. How many is that? Oh my god, I can't even count.
That's
23?
23, yep.
Yep.
Correct.
23 to like 8 stacks. That is actually insane. 23 stacks at 13.
Sure. Considering right as well, BBT, you would have thought they would have had more freedom to
do
get
stuff.
the stacks going right. They won the lanes.
Middle tower is under attack.
And it's not
very
like they've
active.
been looking for action, looking for kills too aggressively.
There we go.
All right, that'll do it. Black hole on the poor old Puck.
Good angle. Might even be able to turn this into a CM body block.
Oh yeah, nice.
Well,
nice micro from Toronto Tokyo. DM's going to turn up, hold them back with the pit. Oh, actually, that fish one second. Actually, there's the jump forward. They get the concoction onto the two of them. They close the gap in onto GPK. I'll get the Requiem off, but
He's
Fishman
dead.
gets the double. Let's see if Miro can find Fishman. I mean, this Crystal Maiden is going to... They're going to survive throughout all of this. Fishman lives. It's just a little bit messy there for BBT. So they get the 2 kills. They're able to get no one at the start of that, dropping the black hole, but taking the fight over to Entity's half of the map, crossing the river, it ends up costing the life of their own mid. GPK goes down.
And they'll be able to steal a Wisdom, but on the flip side, Nightfall is able to take that one away from them. I don't think they expected Katomi's blink. He got kind of perfect
No,
situation.
that was a
and just
reveal.
sand with them.
Radiant's top tower is
Nightfall.
under attack.
They've got the silence. They don't get it onto him
Yeah,
just
it's
yet.
hard to kill.
He's got the infest.
Yeah, he should be able to run.
Frostbite.
Okay, he's got backup coming in.
He doesn't get the stun onto him yet.
They have the Dream Coil, but the Battle's come to an end, and now Nightfall's ready to turn. Indeed, Save drops down the bushwhack, and the Acorn shot takes out a double. Watson and DM are here, though.
Here comes
Bits
GPK.
out. Nightfall's ready to step forward again, but he is relatively low, so I have to pull back a little bit on the live stealer.
Hero.
Not able to get in on top of the fucking before no one jumps out with the orb. So it's time, BB team turning up and making sure that their cores do not suffer. Nightfall's able to stay alive.
Seeing GPK playing much more active. I mean, mid, that active did hurt him a little bit, pushing up so far, but he shows up top. They bring the numbers to just ensure that Nightfall doesn't die, because that was close. If that creep dies just a little bit quicker and that concoction catches him, he probably dies. Very likely so.
Oh, you're
Doesn't
right,
get out of
yeah.
there right in time.
It really was about 0.5 seconds off getting the concoction after he pops out.
Very close. Save in great position, and then, yeah, everybody just T-pleased in sequence, so nice response there from BBT to protect that Lifestealer.
Watson tries to sort of step and get involved, but does back off at the correct time. If he sticks around any longer there, would have been taken out by the razors of GPK.
Entity's just feeling powerful, though, with this blink. They just have ways to start fights a bit easier. They're C-safe. They can pick and choose their target.
They're going to go straight for GPK. TPs are coming in. Do they have enough damage to take out this SF? It's pretty deep. They're not going to be able to get him. GPK is fine. The backup comes in. There's in with the Rolling Thunder. Looks over towards Watson. Not quite able to get the connection onto it. Gets bounced back by the wall. He'll settle for Fishman instead there. As they goes over towards the Crystal Maiden, Fishman will go down. Watson keeping his distance. No one drops the Dream Coil. He's able to burst through save.
No one.
Mira jumps in. No one. He's got the orb, but
he's in trouble.
No further way to get away as the burn from Nightfall's Radiance takes him out.
Now Nightfall feels very strong to be able to turn up to all these fights as well, too. Entity picking the fight, but they get the distance there on the SF. They want to go for the hard kill. Ends up not working out for them there.
Remain in a very good-looking spot, BB team. Not been able to sort of get to this point this early on in a lot of the games that they've recently played. This time, GPK and Nightfall in the top 2 spots by quite a bit for just 16 minutes into the game.
Yeah, they're turning up to the fights, which I'm very happy to see that they're playing this aggressive, matching the movements of Entity just with numbers, right? They're bringing these heroes. Katomi, he's got ults, should be fine here. DM considering looking for a turn. He's got the Atos, he's got the pit.
Coming in. Do these two have the damage? I mean, with Fishman as well. And Toronto Tokyo's there at the side. Does have Black Hole at the ready if he wants to try and help out. Nero. On the freezing field. Is he able to get out of in time? He's not. The Waning Rift drag back comes in from no one. They're able to take Miro down. That's going to be the Blink Dagger done for no one on his puck.
That's a big kill. They can turn this into a tower here.
GP can't save. They're on the hunt for Watson. And Watson's pretty low here in the jungle.
Oh, they're going to see him. They're going to... Are they going to actually check it there?
Well, they're not going to check the last camp. Or if they do, it might be too late. Save's going to start checking now. But smoke dispels. They know he's around here. Save should have to set up. He's got him. Acorn shot into the bushwhack. Save. He'll take that one. Sharpshooter comes in, brings Watson down. Smoke's a success.
It still is a night and day difference with how BBT is playing this time around. GPK just feeling very confident as the SF to make these moves. But Entity, they're not far behind. It's only a 3K here. And they're able to get this Blink Dagger now onto the puck, too. So we've seen no one. How many times did he die? He's died twice. Now that he's got the Blink, he's got more points in phase shift. It's going to get harder and harder to bring him down.
Structures are fortified.
Nightfall, though, is having a good separation again here versus Watson, at least at this moment here. 2.5K ahead of that gyrocopter, and he's almost got Manta, too, so he's very strong. He can look to turn up in every fight. And now they have Pango Blink, too, to be able to force some of these fights a little bit more, too, so... I still want to see BBT play aggressive. Look to fight into these Entity movements.
Sure. Yeah, I think maybe they'll just wait for the Blink Dagger on Toronto Tokyo as well. He's just, 200 gold, 300 gold off having one on the Enigma. And yeah, then at that point, the team fight, and the way the BB team can look to start it, they're going to have multiple options.
Ooh, GPK. No one's on him.
He's ready to start things off. TP's going to be coming in from Toronto Tokyo. The Requiem is there. We'll be able to push back Katsumi in time. That's going to put a stop to his concoction there, able to take him out. Now the fight gets a bit awkward for Entity. He's got to go on the retreat.
CM caught.
Not going to be as fortunate to start backing off from that one. So BB team.
Here we go.
Continuing to maintain hold of the game and grow this lead now. 5K advantage.
This is the BBT that I think a lot of people expect. Showing up to fight, right? They're bringing the numbers. Yeah. That's the important thing to see. They've been a bit quiet in some of their games. This one, they are bringing these numbers every time. Entity, they're trying to make aggressive moves, but it's responded every time. So some good moves, and they can turn this into Roche pretty easily here.
Yeah, should be theirs.
This time around, it looks a lot more difficult for Entity to contest or steal that one away like they did last time versus the Ursa. How's Watson doing on his Aghanim? Still a bit slowed down. 400 away from it.
No, definitely not necessarily an easy game for BB team to close up.
No.
They may be having the advantage right now, but Entity, they are nowhere close to being out of this. They've got a very formidable fight to pull together once they do get that next round of items, and the high ground siege for BB team is not going to be too easy when it comes to it.
They do have to be ready always for this black hole now that the blink is online too, so they'd have to have something prepared to be able to cancel it. Smoke's gonna come out, BBT feeling confident. Some good item timing's being hit. No one's got boots of travel, so Entity, they're looking to play, it feels like going for more of a long game if he's gonna go down this route. I also see Katomi's queued up the Aghanims, so I'd imagine he's gonna just pop down over to no one for him to be able to try to continue scaling on this puck, so.
No one. He's not going to want to dance around with GPK at the moment, especially with Nightfall around with that Aegis on it.
BBT, 5K lead now. Probably feeling very good about this game now because they do have great late game scaling on top of it too. So for Entity, even though it looks like they are trying to build toward being able to fight in that late game, BBT has a very formidable late game draft. The Enigma, the SF, the Lifestealer scale super hard. They're going to be able to take this Tormentor and the Wisdom Rune away potentially too. See on the flip side, no one looking to make his own aggressive move. They've got the Fiend's Gate.
He's got the setup and the DM with the follow-up. It'll be a dead save. Miro rolling thunder there to stop DM from immediately being able to return through the Fiend's Gate.
Got GPK.
And from the side, they're going to get straight on top of Fishman. Fishman's gone. Now they can turn towards DM. DM's trying to get through the Fiend's Gate. They've got anything to stop him. They don't. So DM will live the last second or so of that Fiend's Gate, allowing him to get back out safely.
Cool aggressive move to at least deny that Wisdom Rune away. Get them a kill as well. The BBT ready to respond every time. I'm really just much happier with the play that I'm seeing from GPK in particular. Right? He's just showing up to every single one of these fights. And they kind of communicated that one where they have the Infest as well too, so they have both of those cores. His timings are good. BKB, Kayayasha, and now he's got that Blink Dagger, so he can get the setup as well too.
Yeah, he has all the tools this game, GPK, to just be able to have an impact. Yeah, it's completely different to what we've seen in the other games that we were watching in recently.
And he's got good wombo combo, right?
Yeah,
he's got
absolutely.
The Enigma, he's got the, even the Bushwhack to pull people in. He's very, very likely to land some big Requiems, and there's no BKB really too close for Watson by any means, so Entity might have to just continue slowing things down at least till that timing, but I'm sure BBT is pretty okay with the game pace being slowed down with their scaling so far.
Still 2 minutes or so with the Aegis on Nightfall.
They can look to fight.
Radiant are scanning.
And Nightfall's just going to start hitting the tower. See what sort of a response they get out of Entity.
Tower is under attack.
Loving this item build. AC next. It feels very strong. Just be able to withstand that damage that can come from the gyro later on.
Now the map looking a little bit scary, so Watson, he's out of it. See how long Katomi and Fishman risk staying out. I mean, if one of them gets caught, they won't be too sad. And looks to be Fishman.
Yep, and Katomi instantly just bails. And we'll get
Same time in the mid, Nightfall. He's going to back away from the push for now as DM starts to clear the wave out, but already a fair bit of damage done to the tier 2. He's cutting the creep waves top as well with the Manta illusions. Yeah. They're keeping the pressure on Nightfall in these lanes whilst the rest of the team were looking to make those smoke moves.
I like how he's playing. He's just aggressively posturing because he knows he's pretty much unkillable.
Toronto talking about being aggressive. Just drops the black hole down onto no one. It's a beautiful one. Easy kill.
That is super nice. I mean, definitely deserves a tip right there. The two supports bringing out this puck. Caught him a couple times now. Yeah, 3 deaths on this puck. And playing separate. They're playing kind of all over the place, so they're covering all their bases. They're pressuring mid because the Lifestealer is just, he's pretty much unkillable as long as he has Manta up.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
No space for Entity to really get that catch-up or any type of kills going, especially not before Watson has BKB, and they're starting to fall pretty far behind. And they do lack a bit of that wombo combo.
Radiant's
and thinking back to the games, where we do see BB team excel and get the victory. How do you sort of feel that they are as a team when they do start to have a lead? Are they the kind of team that can make mistakes and slip up on the high ground push, or are they the kind of team that gets to this sort of point and they're pretty reliable at not letting the game slip away from them?
Usually pretty reliable, but lately BBT's been having some difficulties. I will have to see how it gets to when it's those later stages, because that's usually when they're better. But yeah, they've just been having some. And also, so gives the Aghanims to the gyro so that he can buy the BKB. Because he's doing that whole thing. So he's making sure that he can enable this gyrocopter instead of giving it to that puck. So wanting Watson to get these earlier timings. Apologies about that.
Okay. How does that work here? Well, you give him the gyro and then you can sell his Ags.
Something like that, yeah. It's changed a couple times. They're going for the Lifestealer. They've got the puck, but it's not enough.
Yeah. They've got the catch on a save, so the hook wing's looking pretty dead.
Nightfall, can he get away?
Try and push one. They're on the Dream Coil, but he's able to jump in with the Infest over towards the Enigma. GPK's in with the Red Grip, but the Enigma is already out on Watson. He'll stand his ground, look to take the Enigma down.
Watson?
Get out there. Watson's starting to fall low to the right clicks of GPK. He'll back off Katomi. He's going to get left behind. So with the 2 for 2.
Supports go down, but Nightfall gets a cleanup. That's the reveal, at least of that BKB plus the Aghanims consumed there of the gyro. It does good damage. Can't clean up the course, just the supports. GPK again in prime position, lands right on top of him to be able to get that kind of cleanup gun. What caught Nightfall at the end? Was it the missile? I think for a second there. At the end, the tail end of the missile from the rage. Yeah, I was like, wait, what stunned him there for a sec? But he was able to get the infest. Nicely done. Does keep himself protected. That was close to them bringing him down, but
him surviving through these fights is all that kind of matters. You know, they're just a support for support trade. That it doesn't cause any issues for BB Team's progress with the lead that they have.
Tower is under attack.
Daedalus is there, so next time round in that sort of situation, there should be a significant step up in the damage coming out from this Gyro. So Watson, you know, that sort of fight, if you run that as a repeat with the Daedalus now in the Gyro, it definitely goes a whole lot worse for BB Team.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
yeah, he still is getting scaling. I mean, that gifted Aghanims, of course, does help massively. Just a free 4K gold that he's been given, so he's tied up with the Lifestealer and SF, so.
Yeah, I
The
imagine
next item that he can get is going to be pretty big. What is it? If he wants to go like Satanic or Butterfly, could be pretty big.
Yeah, unless I'm having a complete sort of mind fart. I imagine what he did was you know, obviously you can disassemble your items. Wait, can you disassemble Ags? You can, right?
Yeah, okay,
So
yeah,
you
that's what he
disassemble
did.
it,
You're
you
a good
sell
call.
everything, you
Good
keep
call.
the Ogre Club to turn as the BKB. So sure, you still lose half of the gold on the rest of the components, but you're not losing as much as half the gold on the whole of the Aghanim.
Yeah, I think so, because the gyro thing. Yeah, no, good call, good call.
So it's a little bit
Big
more
brain.
efficient.
I didn't even think about that one. I was very ready for the Doom one, but I haven't seen the disassemble for that one there, so yeah, cool.
Because if you do the maths, so you would get 2,100 gold back by selling it normally, right? But if you break the pieces down to three 1,000 bits and a 1,200 bit, and you keep one of the 1,000 bits, and seeing the replay there, Fishman just gets completely destroyed by Nightfall and Mirror. You're definitely not losing as much as the whole half cost of the Aghanims.
Yeah, no doubt.
And either way, you're gaining money anyway, because the Gyro is just funneling funds into you, so it feels pretty good as the Gyro. And one of the reasons why Watson is there up at the top level with the farm of Nightfall and GPK.
But now Katomi's net worth, of course, that's what happens. You know, you fall off a cliff completely. You really are just a walking acid spray plus stun. Not going to have any type of scaling items yet. He is going to go down a 4-staff himself afterwards to be able to have at least some type of contribution to kite the Lifestealer in particular. But this Lifestealer now at this point has the AC finished, almost a bastard deal to stick on the gyro, and GPK, I love his item build. It's very kind of standard for the SF, but he's got a Hex now too, so they've got that extra control. He can one-shot something.
He can absolutely, just go for these solo plays.
He can catch the puck now too, so they were lacking a bit of disable in a way, even though they have caught no one a lot with the black holes. They were lacking some safe disables. Now they have that versus this puck too.
It's a long row tree spawn though. Setting up around the pit, but still about 2.5 minutes until we'll see Roshan back in action. They'll go for the smoke play. BB Team.
They're strong in these fights, especially when they've got all these cooldowns at the ready. Level 20's been hit on the SF too, so he's got that talent. So the fear, it's pretty massive in the fights.
Yeah, he could just start the fights on his own. Yeah, he's just here with the Hex and the BKB. GPK just jumps in, hexes someone, pops BKB Requiem. It's going to be a one-team fight.
No one
9 out of 10 times for BB Team if he can make his play like that.
Yeah, no one kind of needs to have this situation where he can cast, multiple sets of spells and somehow reset, but it's getting harder and harder for him, especially now versus this Hex. They need some long-duration team fights on the side of Entity, but overall, honestly, the lineup from BBT, they don't mind long-duration team fights when they have Lifestealer also. A very important game, of course, for BBT.
Roshan is going to, of course, by the time it's back up, spawn on the Radiant side, and that may give Entity a bit of a chance to maybe set something up down there.
How's that next item looking for Watson? Still not quite there. It's not getting too much farm, actually. At least the progression of that next item. No one... Did he see the... Maybe he saw it. Saw the Hex or something, because he's queuing up a Lincoln's. He must have seen it. Wants that protection to be able to not just get insta-hexed and killed at the start of the fight. BBT. Setting up back here. Preparing for their Tormentor and also setting up for bottom. They know that Roche is coming back up soon. Both sides preparing for it. Vision is placed. They've got a gem up on no one.
Dire's middle tower is under
Tough fight to execute for Entity. Let's see what they can make happen here. Full Aghanims. I mean, quite a bit of item timings that have been hit here for the side of BBT. On top of that Hex, that Ags, of course, from Yarrow. No one. Whoa. Split second from getting hexed and killed there.
Gotta be careful. I was just looking up as well.
Looking for the wraparound.
I think there's a chance. I think you get the full cost refunded, by the way, on the Aegis.
You might just get the. You might just get
I
the
think.
full, yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I think you do. Right. That's how it used to work, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty
so
sure he just gets the full cost refund.
Probably just gets it all back. Probably.
So.
I imagine so.
Yes.
So he just got that extra gold. And out jump. They're looking for backline, looking for that Enigma in particular, and that Hoodwink. Now that smoke's revealed.
Being careful here. I mean, it's now that Roche is up. Now BBT, they'll head into the pit and they can just start it.
They kill it real fast.
Yeah, they're not going to have the chance to swing back around and do anything about this one. So BB team will get the Roche.
Entity tried to go for some of the surprise
too hard
wraparound,
around
but
this area.
Too difficult when the Enigma's now in proper position, hiding completely, and that's going to be an Aegis. Nightfall yet to die this game. Now have an Aegis as well, and a full Bastion about to come out. Makes it much easier for him to just stick on his targets, as he's been able to anyway. Goldie did swing a little bit during that time, though. We do see the gyro. He's claimed top net worth after being refunded. And no one is close to Octarine. He's switching it up. Octarine and Lincolns. See which one he wants. He switched it up again. I feel like the Lincolns is pretty good. Might just need that one, because I think if he gets insta-hex, the fight is probably just over. So definitely going to go down the route of Lincolns, it looks like. Let's see what BBT looks to do with this Aegis, how far they want to press forward here. Because they can also sit back and wait for Toronto Tokyo in particular farm a BKB. He is getting closer and closer, and there's not really a way to prevent that. If he just blink BKB's black hole's his target, the only way they can stop it is killing him.
Yeah, between the Enigma and the SF, they should be able to secure a pretty easy team fight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, once the BKB's there, yeah. They just both go drop their ults in the middle of the fight. And Entity's going to have a very tough time at dealing with that sort of beginning.
Okay, they can't actually wait for it. He bought a gem, so that's going to take a lot longer. So it'll be a little bit harder for him to land the perfect black holes, but maybe he doesn't feel like he needs them. But sure, Entity is they're crawling back in damage. They're crawling back in net worth.
And the high ground defense around the jar is going to be pretty strong. I mean, no one's out on the map finding kills.
Solo.
So they'll find Toronto Tokyo out on his own.
They Fiends gain, and they're like, wait a minute, no one with this Parasma plus this Nemesis curse does a ton of damage.
I mean, they're still going to come over and join him. Maybe try and set up some vision from this point. We'll see what they want to do. Try and take that away from them.
BBT's getting kind of outmaneuvered.
No one.
He's looking for another target.
He's going to start teasing around with GPK.
This is problematic.
He's down to half HP.
This puck is getting away with too much. He's got the Lincolns. He feels safe to not get got on. He might go for another poke here, and Watson might look for the fight. Does he have the Satanic done? He's soon.
There is backup around GPK, so no one's going to be a bit more careful about how he goes for this. Miro with Nightfall inside him.
Sees the Pango, though. Miro.
Radiant's top tower is
He'd be in trouble, even with that Lifestealer inside of him, if all of an entity's there. Gonna look for him.
I mean, Fishman tries to poke at the two of them. Nightfall's just going to go straight for him. Fishman goes for the TP out. Ooh, the bash comes in.
That's close. We'll go down, though. Don't think he knew that the Lifestealer was inside that Pango. They wrote a distance away from the rest of the team. But no one. He's going in again. Oh. Safe.
He has got the Glimmer, and he has got GPK by him.
Coils at the ready. They get the Hex.
Safe's still alive. Hex is in onto no one. No one's not able to jump out of time. He goes down, but Watson turns up with the BKB, runs down GPK. He's able to kill him off before he can get the Requiem out. So they lose no one, but Watson getting a pretty tasty kill there, taking down the SF, getting a lot of money.
Yeah. No one really pushing the limits of this puck.
And this
is... maybe turn it into another one, though. Katomi, can he distance himself?
He should be fine. Bounces out with the Ogre Seal Totem. He's away. Watson's by his side on the high ground.
Watson gets some big money.
He really doesn't. And just one of those deaths there for GPK is during this period of time where they have the Aegis on Nightfall. And now that he's gone for a minute, it's going to make pretty much a minute of this Aegis timing on Nightfall feel a bit useless because they can't go for anything as a team.
And this entity's absolutely still in this game.
They really are around this Gyrocopter. Watson, Satanic's... I mean, he's got the money for it. Yeah, he's going to spend up, get that delivered to him right now. As I said, the high ground push is not going to be easy for BB team. They've got to execute it perfectly as the 5-man. Yeah, they kind of get caught out here and there. The game goes on. Next thing you know, this Gyro's got double rapier.
Absolutely. I'm a bit surprised that they did go for like this gem on Toronto Tokyo rather than him being like, I'm just going to greed it up, get my BKB, and look to go for this. Because now, once he gets BKB, it's still going to be strong. But the problem is also Gyro. If he gets to get that next item, he can kill him while he's black holing, even if it's on top of him. So this game looks like it's going to keep delivering.
I mean, I think so. As you say, it's like this very slow crawl from like this 3K gold to like 8K gold lead. And it's just a question of whether 35 minutes in this sort of game, is this much of a lead enough for BB Team to feel that comfortable?
Yeah.
And at the moment, with what's kind of coming out from Entity, I think the answer is no. Entity, I think they don't feel too worried at all right now. With the way that these moves are coming out, the way that the game slowed down, Entity, they're actually probably the ones in the more relaxed position.
Yeah, it feels like they're crawling back slowly and steadily. BBT just feels like they're playing a bit scared, even when they have this Aegis and stuff like that.
And they're not even going to have that for much longer. It's going to be gone in 15 seconds. So if this is sort of the gameplay that's coming out once they have the Aegis, well, what are they going to do when they don't?
All right, let's see them make another big move. Let's see them try to find something here, because so far it's just been Entity making the moves around, trying to find stuff.
The Aegis is about to time out.
On Nero.
They're going to go straight for the Pango immediately. The Bushfire will catch on only to the Alchemist, but Watson's ready to deal out the damage. They take Miro down.
Nightfall's running.
I mean, the Aegis is expired. He's going to get caught by the Frostbite, has the Manta to remove it. They'll drop the Freezing Field. Watson's still trying to close it onto Nightfall. Nightfall should be able to get away. If they got any further gap closed, no one is trying to head in this direction. In fact, he is able to close in on him. He gets the Waning Whip to drag him back. Nightfall will be able to pick up an amplified damage rune. He's up to the high ground next to the save, GPK and save. So he'll be okay, but these team fights, you know, even with the farm that Nightfall and GPK have, they're just kind of having to run away from Entity.
Might get caught as well. Oh, and I feel like Entity is playing to win, and BetBoom is playing to not lose. I feel like they're not playing to win. It's really weird the way they're just getting caught when they have this advantage. Even when they have Aegis, they seem afraid and they seem caught off guard by no one just finding them over and over again.
And it was just a rough time to go. You know, that smoke play came out from them as the Aegis was expiring.
Yeah, absolutely.
They ran out of time.
I like that. I mean, the move from Gato, this definitely caught them off guard too. They were just like, wait, Alchemist has a Hex. He was able to just sit back and farm a full Hex because of the downtime that's kind of been kicking off. Oh, this is cool stuff that's coming out from Entity, but BBT's got to deliver better.
They pretty much had the lead the whole game.
Things feel like
it's not feeling like it right now.
No, not at all. That 3K lead doesn't mean too much now at this point. The way that Entity is able to play and get these items on Watson.
I mean, Nightfall's going to have a lot of damage coming into the next one. Because he's finished the Daedalus, he's also picked up an Ancient Guardian, so that's an incredible amount of damage added to his output.
He's been the one playing flawlessly, really, for his team. It's the rest, like the other ones that are kind of struggling. He's 7-0. We've seen GPK and Miro getting caught off a couple bits here, so let's see if Nightfall can just make sure that he can pull that win together that they were having the lead with. But yeah, Entity.
I do feel like throughout all the BB team games, Nightfall, he's trying his hardest.
I mean, you said it most of these games.
Even in the games they're losing, you know, Nightfall, he's like, guys, I really want to win. You know, he's trying his best, Nightfall, to carry the lads.
Absolutely. No one is becoming a big problem. When he has Octarine as well, too.
He's going to be all over the place.
He's dancing on them in fights, too.
And he's going to get hacked soon, right? I mean, because Katome is working on the next one.
Yeah.
That one will
come quick, too.
That will go towards no one, right?
Yeah, maybe BBT just very scared to go for this high ground push.
But when does it get easier for them?
That's a good question. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe feel when they have that next Roche or something like that, but it's going to be some time away, and Entity's going to fight on that Roche for sure. And speaking of the Ancient Guardian, Watson found one, too. So his damage is also absurd. And, as you mentioned, it was the Basher Manta Daedalus. It wasn't an MKB actually built from Nightfall. He went to Daedalus instead of MKB, which means Watson now has an option to just go for Butterfly to have this evasion.
Yeah, because obviously when you see the Daedalus, it's a lot of damage. But indeed, as soon as the enemy carry starts buying a Butterfly, then you got to have a bit of some sort of reserve feelings of, oh, maybe this could have been an MKB instead of the Daedalus. Because you're going to kill everyone else. But let's be honest, this game, if you don't kill the Gyro, he's probably going to kill all of you. Like, someone's got to kill this Gyrocopter. And it's getting very close with the itemization on Watson that they... You know, who on BB team is going to be able to jump and kill this Gyro?
Wait, am I blind? Didn't I see him have Rattle Cage? Or didn't I see him have Ancient Guardian? Now he has a Rattle Cage on the Gyrocopter.
Oh, you know what it was? I think maybe a little bit blind.
Maybe blind.
Was it just the color of the tier 4 relic? Which is also the same color as the Ancient Guardian.
My bad, I'm blind. Either way, Rattle Cage is amazing. This item makes it incredibly tanky versus all this physical.
No, but I think that's what it was. Tier 4 relics. It's the same color, isn't it? The tier 4 icon.
They look the same. My bad. Either way, I mean, this game's going to be all up to execution now. And Entity's been, I feel like they're the ones playing to win in these last few moments. In BBT, they're just playing really cautiously and carefully.
I guess so, yeah.
It's dangerous.
I don't know what they're going to do.
It's just dangerous position when you're playing versus this Entity lineup that is scaling. Getting a lot of timings.
Now looking at that BKB for Nightfall. They should have a good chance of getting the Roche here.
Butterfly.
I mean, Entity, they almost certainly want to get straight over it. And the question is if they can get it soon enough.
Yeah, that's the question. It's probably going to die a bit too fast.
I think so, yeah. Because Entity, they would have absolutely had the tools to fight around this rush, but they're just not going to make it here in time. So
Okay.
BB team will get this.
So Aegis, refreshers, the Fiend's Gate gets pulled down.
Don't go through that gate.
That would be crazy. They just black hole on it if they want to.
No, nobody's going through that gate.
No. But looking to maybe play around a fight here on Vision. If is Entity going to take this fight, this could be could catch BBT off guard.
This could be a little risky for Entity.
They're on the back line.
They're going to try and jump mirror. They're going to Hex to follow up. Watson's bringing in the damage. Toro goes in with the black hole. He's been able to catch the Gyro Cops. They're going to try and burst the Gyro. They will. They take Watson out at the start of the fight. Nightfall's able to run over towards Fishman. Get a second.
There's no buyback.
I mean,
He's bent up.
As I said, that was a little bit of a risky one there from Entity, trying to go for that play. Very much underestimating the ability for BB Team really just drop their spells on the Gyro and catch him out. I mean, he was kind of at the front of the fight, Watson. And BB Team, they wasted no time dropping pretty much everything on the Gyro.
He doesn't get the, you have to pre-satanic if you want to be able to survive versus these black holes. He insta-pops it and he insta-pops the refresher. So they have another black hole at the ready if they do find an opportunity instantly. No one is looking to be pretty annoying, cut some creep waves to prevent the push.
They've already got one with them, right?
They do have the last one remaining. It isn't to acid spray, though. Can they force it? They know, and he's cutting everything here.
Radiant's bottom tower.
He is. They've just got these couple of siege creeps in. It looks like BB Team aren't going to go all out and trying to get something done with this siege creep.
And they did insta-pop the refresher shard, too, so they were probably looking to get that secondary catch onto someone from Toronto, Tokyo.
I mean, they can still immediately look to go again, right?
They can. They've
got 3 minutes of Aegis, and as you say, the black hole, it is there ready, so they could look to strike. Now, with that, they themselves looking to start the fight. They're going to have the full BKB out as well for Nightfall, so he's going to have a lot of survivability between that, the Rage, and the Aegis.
Pierce's debuff immunity on the puck, so does have an extra way to be able to catch this Lifestealer, perhaps, though. It's BBT, they'll back it up. They don't want to try to risk going for a push here.
Okay.
Gyro respawning.
I get the question really is, that they just showed that they can win these fights. What are they waiting for? They got the refresher on GPK, but what timing are they looking towards? You've only got to imagine they do something with this Aegis, right? Because if they're not doing something in the next 3 minutes, I don't know when they're going to do something.
They're going to try.
Because they are strong.
They are. They absolutely
strong.
are.
They can push.
As long as they can get that big black hole onto Watson, pre-satanic.
Yeah.
Has to be pre-satanic. If he gets the satanic off during it, he will likely survive, unless it's literally all 5 heroes hitting him. Banner's down. Still alive. They'll clean it up.
They're coming in with the Rolling Thunder. They're going to turn towards the underlord straightaway. GPK's in on the backline with the BKB. Gets the Red Room off to take the 2 of them down. Exactly the sort of way that they need to be breaking the high ground. The buybacks from both of them come out immediately. DM coming in with the Fiend's Gate. Let's see if they can take him down a second time. They might be able to. They turn over the walls and they drop the black hole straight away. They're looking to kill off DM a second time. He's going to get brought down low, but DM, he's still alive. Finally, the race comes through from GPK. They've put an end to his life. Watson steps up with the BKB. He's able to take down the Lifestealer once. I mean, is there anywhere for Nightfall to get out of this? GPK going for the TP out. There's nothing to put a stop to that. So GPK will escape. Nightfall, he turns, stands his ground. He's able to take down Fishman. Now he looks over towards Katomi. A double kill for Nightfall.
KBTP is
going to try and see if he can get away, but this physical damage coming out from these two is too much. Watson takes him down.
Oh, Toronto, Tokyo. He black holed the Underlord and not that Gyro. And Watson did wait for the opportunity to run in, but he just black holes only an Underlord. That's not what you want for BBT. Watson able to just run in and clean house. It does require buybacks, but look how much damage he does.
And look how much money he got there. Of course, putting an end to Nightfall's streak. The first time Nightfall goes down in this game. He's going to be propelled straight towards that next time, that Swift Blink, if he wants to get that one out. Now Entity, it's just the 2 of them. Maybe they get a tier 2. Forcing out a buyback might be a bit of a tall order. Sure. I mean, we'll see if they can go that far, how much they can get.
But look how much,
just the 2 of them here.
Look how much gold these 2 just got.
I mean, exactly, yeah. They got a huge influx after that fight. And as I say, in particular with Watson being able to take the Lifestealer down.
Really cool moves that they do. DM being the sacrifice completely. He literally just Fiend's Gated on top of the Enigma, kind of like asking for him to black home. It actually worked, so Toronto Tokyo getting low just kind of panics and has to throw it out there, and it just allows Watson and No One to rip them apart. No One's dancing on them in the back, too. And he does have buyback. The 2 important ones do have the buyback for the upcoming one.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, would you say that's going to be the case in these fights, that if Watson doesn't get black holed, they're probably not killing him?
Yeah, he'll clean house. Absolutely. Now, you look at the patience from him. He's sitting in the back kind of waiting. Look how he wants to commit. He's just flacking, waiting. As soon as black hole gets
he's in.
Just straight charge onto all 4 heroes. And GPK, his Requiems did not look like they did too much of anything, really. Throwing all the buffs onto Watson, he's able to just run in and clean. Still that AK lead, of course. That Entity fighting through it. And a 6,000 gold on the puck. Can choose what item he wants to go for. Watson can go for Swift Blink too.
Yeah, I mean, and he's not only got that money, but the Aghanims coming out from Kato.
In a second, right?
Yeah, 300 gold away. So not only sitting on 6k, he's essentially kind of got 10k that he's ready to spend, because he's going to pseudo spend the 4k through the means of the Alchemist on getting himself an Aghanims. And
what's the big damage item that he wants?
Rapier.
I mean, it could be Mjolnir, right? I mean, we've seen quite a bit of those, and the other big one could be like some Basher, because then if he throws the coil ready?
Let's
he throws
go.
the coil with an Aghanims onto the Enigma. How are you going to black hole? I'm just memeing a little bit, but we've seen these funny kind of
Let's see. I mean, he probably just going to upgrade
Can you imagine
the Blink.
that?
He probably just upgrades the Blink Dagger first.
Yeah, probably. I'm kind of memeing, but can you imagine? We've seen Coddles with Bashers, with the Abyssals. Of course, Save in particular was the one who did it ages ago. I mean, ages ago. It was last year, actually. It feels like
it could be nice, right? Because
it's too memey.
The win condition for BB Team really is black holing the gyro.
But he could just go damage item, then you don't need the Basher. You just go damage on puck and you kill him through the black hole, right? So I imagine he'll do just some big damage. Could be one of those.
7.5k gold.
Let's see which one it is.
Gotta buy something. He's definitely thinking.
Give us something.
What does no one want?
Give me Daedalus or something. Give me a big damage item.
It's just gonna be upgraded Blink and a Moonshot. There's gonna be something boring.
No, I don't want that.
No.
Upgrade Blink, I'm cool. I want a damage. But he is
8k gold. The gold continues to roll in for no one.
Does want so buyback and a Daedalus or something. A buyback and a big damage item. I want to see. I mean, one of these. Let's see which one it is. Or maybe it is the Rapier. That would be hype. That would make this game even spicier than it already is.
The thing is, I feel like he doesn't need a Rapier. Like, Entity can win this game without a Rapier.
Sure.
As sad as I am to say that,
fun.
because as much as I want to see it,
I know you do.
Like, they don't need it to win the game. Like, this game is, it's not in some kind of desperate position for them.
No, it's back to just even. It's execution that's going to be everything.
Yeah, because 47 minutes in, 9k gold difference, it's nothing crazy.
No, and I always just click on heroes and you see how much gold they have, like, just banked up, right? It's 3,000 on the Enigma, it's 5,000 on the left here, so that, 9k, a lot of it's banked up. Oh, he is actually, which one is it? Is it the Mjolnir? It is the Mjolnir, okay.
Okay.
So one of those damage items. And he does have buyback with it, so his damage has gone up massively.
Yeah, Ags and Mjolnir with the upgrades here for no one going into the next fight.
Harder and harder for Toronto Tokyo to find those targets to be able to black hole. In particular, that Gyrocopter, who's also been waiting in position. And now with Blink, since Watson's able to go for the Swim Blink build, he can just sit in the back. He can sit and wait until the black hole comes, so. Now we see those damage numbers from the two of them. They are delivering massively.
I mean, is it going to hurt the lifestealer that he just, Nightfall's just not going to have MKB at all in his build?
I think so. I think he's might sell one of these, like one of these items eventually, but
sure. Because as we see, the Daedalus, it is great at killing everyone else, right? He gets on top of like the Crystal Maiden, Fishman dies in a couple of hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gyro, that's the real problem. Killing this gyrocopter.
I mean, killing the gyro, but also killing the puck is also an issue.
He's gonna have the Abyssal Blade for that, right? At least to help.
Yeah, help at least
have
break
something else to get around the Lincolns or come in on top of it after it's been broken by someone else.
Okay, no one. Scouting things out. They see Miro again. Miro, first catch.
Coil.
He's got the Aeon Disc locked to protect himself.
Okay.
But he is going down. Does unlock it, but he's very low.
He indeed is incredibly low. Might be able to slide out. This Watson's moving in though. Post the BKB. They're ready to try shooting them down with the flat cannon. Miro's still alive. GPK jumps in with the BKB and the Red Grim. They get the Hex as well down on Watson. GPK trying to chase down the gyro, but the back lines are dying. Miro and Toronto Tokyo are gone. Nightfall, he's going to go for the BKB TP out. That means GPK left behind, caught by the Hex. Entity, they'll find 3 kills.
Now there just feels like they're massively ahead. BB just can't find a fight opportunity. I think they used the black hole, but I think it got. I think he died as the black hole. I think he died literally to no one as he tried to catch him. No one is just. He's dancing on them in these last 4 or 5 fights. I feel like. Look at the damage from these two.
And one of those games that it did feel like BB Team, they should have had a chance.
Should have had a chance. They allowed. I mean, Entity is just. I feel like they've been the one playing with a lead, with the way that they're kind of posturing in a lot of these fights.
Yeah, they've just been playing better today.
Yep.
By quite a bit by the looks of it. I mean, this game holding for pretty much this entire 30 minutes in which BB Team had quite a lead against them. Now they're diving the base. They're on the side of the Hex on a Nightfall. Nightfall, he's just straight up dead under the tier 4s. Miro's had to use his buyback.
Miro's dying.
They're going to have to use multiple buybacks probably, but I don't even know if that's going to change much at all as Entity continue to push on.
No SF for 40.
3 buybacks coming out. And indeed, GPK He's not going to have a part of this fight. He's short just about 660 gold off buyback. No one, he's diving
They're
up towards the
closing this.
fountain, playing around with them.
They're closing
They're
this
going to be
out.
able to get the Hex and the Concoction in onto Nightfall. Nightfall's gone again.
Oh, no one. You monster. GG is called.
It is, and I got to say,
What a
this is
comeback.